but still that's a very, warm summer for us. And so it's a hot day, so try to get water as many as possible. And we try to make it not too long, but but we have a wonderful speakers and wonderful musicians. So I hope everybody can enjoy. And this is Mariko-san will bring this special offering to the deity. So she will explain and pray later. But this is very, very special. And I'm especially so glad that so many Okinawa rich people are here. Even somebody from Bolivia is here. So we are so happy to see you. So in the beginning, I'm Hideko. Akiko. So we are organizing this gathering, and as you may know, this is the June 23rd is the Okinawa Memorial Day. And we, briefly will talk you why we need to come here in New York to celebrate this event. Now first of all, we will talk about what's the Battle of Okinawa. It was fought by the U.S. military and the Imperial Japanese Army near the end of the Pacific War in 1945, and it resulted in, it's hard to believe, but 140,000 Okinawan civilians died during just a quarter of the, just 3 months. 140,000 civilians lost their lives. It was a very, very fierce battle. Okinawa was once sovereign Ryukyu kingdom for 450 years, during which a unique culture developed through trade and exchange with China and Southeast Asian countries. Japan annexed the kingdom as a prefecture of Japan in 1879. So Ryukyu Kingdom has a very, that wonderful tradition of peace, to live with other, neighboring area through exchanges. And as I told you, that was a very fierce battle because the Japanese Imperial Army's object in Okinawa was to engage in combat for the longest time possible. They don't want to finish it soon because to earn time for further defensive preparation on the home island. So Okinawa was sacrificed. And the army even forced civilians to kill themselves rather than surrender. Every year on June 23rd, people gather around the cornerstone of peace, on which all victims' names from both sides of the conflict, including 14,000 Americans, are inscribed, regardless of their status as military personnel or civilians, their place of origin, or their nationality. Cenotaph? I know that too. In the cornerstone, cornerstones are arranged in the shape of waves, sending out thoughts of peace from Okinawa to the world. And since 3 years ago, Okinawa people started the project to read out all the names on the cornerstone of peace. It will take 3 weeks, and usually total nearly 4,000 people participated to read all the names. And thank that some of you here, we took the part in reading the American names, and some of you joined us to help us. That was very, very, very important contribution. And then Japan's own sovereignty was restored in 1952. They got back independence, but Okinawa remained under U.S. occupation for 27 years until 1972. The U.S. military's land seizures during the occupation of Okinawa established the foundation for its network of military bases in Asia and the Pacific. They used these bases in Okinawa to launch attacks on other Asian countries in both the Korean and the Vietnam Wars.
Although Okinawa constitutes only 0.6% of Japan's total land mass, it hosts more than 70% of the U.S. Army's facilities in the country. Despite decades of protest and a vocal anti-base movement, the people's will continue to be ignored.
And worse, despite the pacifist constitution established following the defeat of Imperial Japan, Japan has loosened its self-imposed military restraints in recent years, reflecting the tension between the U.S. and China. The Japanese cabinet substantially beefed up the nation's defense capability, centering on Okinawa and its outlying islands. The Japan Self-Defense Forces have established missile bases, one after the other, on the islands of Okinawa. Joint military exercises by the U.S. and Japan have intensified. The people of Okinawa are frightened at the possibility that their islands and the surrounding East Asian area will become a battlefield again. And we have this photo of Setsuko-san. She is the, I think, 87-year-old woman living in Ishigaki. She lost her mother, brother, sister, and grandfather during the war, and she had hoped the end of the war would mark a new era of peace and prosperity, and for decades it did, but now it's changing. She said, if we have a base, a missile base, that will be the first object that enemies would aim for. I think everyone has a sense of danger that it will become a target. And she said, we feel powerless, helpless. She feels so desperate, but she's very, very, very active for peace, even though she's very old. And she and she said, I want that war to not happen again. Never, never, never again. That's their hope.
as we have seen everywhere, once a war starts, it's extremely difficult to end it. Contingency strategies heighten tension and the risk of aggressive conflicts. Removing military bases is the first step to stopping war.
Okinawa Memorial Day is the day to mourn those who lost their lives and to vow to create a world without war. So,
Nuchidu Takara, all life is precious.
the core of the Okinawa soul is still relevant. Indeed, even more so today.
No more precious lives must be lost.
No more taxpayers' money must be funneled into war. Together.
No more environmental destruction. No more colonization. No more discrimination against indigenous people.
Thank you.
Thank you.